the Rockets are the next team up. It's kind of a shame that we excluded rookies, except for when I went rogue and picked Busy Bones on accident, because they just have four really intriguing rookies. When you look at Alperen Şengün, Jalen Green, obviously, I'm a big fan of Usman Garuba, and then Josh Christopher. It just looks like he's going to be a human menace. I think the popular pick here would probably be to default towards Kevin Porter Jr. I'm going the route of Jae'Sean Tate here. I'm very curious to see what this dude looks like offensively next season. He already kind of has like a little bit of an FU to his offense where he can attack, finish through contact at the rim. If he starts, and this is how I'm visualizing his breakup. If let's say he shoots league average or 35% from three on fair to fairly high volume, he is like one of the most valuable non-star weapons in the league. And I don't know that I saw enough of his jumper to believe that it's going to get a lot better, but I'm just looking at all these different weapons that the Rockets have now in healthy shot creators, where Eric Gordon, John Wall, Jalen Green, even just Josh Christopher with the pace that he plays at when the ball's in his hands, Christian Wood getting the attention when he's on the inside. I kind of think that we just might see another level of complementary offense from him. And you combine that with what he's already doing defensively or already did defensively for them. I don't know that his ceiling is much higher than it is now, but if this is a dude who comes close to shooting league average from three, he's just one of the upper echelon 3-and-D non-stars in the league. And given that he's only going to be a sophomore, even though he's on the older end, I felt compelled to really pick him.
I love watching him. He's so easy to root for. So I like the pick. I would also encourage anyone listening to go check out Miran Fader's piece on him on The Ringer, because she has written a lot of great articles over the years, and that is in the top tier, in my opinion. After you read that, it's just impossible not to root for Jae'Sean Tate. I'm still going with Kevin Porter Jr. I knew it was going to be the popular pick. I'm convinced that this guy is in the All-Star conversation down the road. Not this coming season, but I think
you're just handing out a future All-Star designation.
I am. I also think that the All-Star game should expand because there are so many players who deserve to be in the discussion.
That's an excellent point.
When he was in the starting lineup for 23 games last year, 17.9 points, 4.0 rebounds, 6.5 assists per game. He wasn't particularly efficient. The Rockets got slaughtered in those minutes, but this is a young team that was learning, and he is just so good but not great in so many areas. Like, you can see the flashes of the off-ball slashing ability. You can see flashes of the off-ball juice, of the catch-and-shoot ability, of the pull-up jumper ability, of the transition prowess. You know, the list goes on and on. He does not yet excel in any area, but I will 100% be willing to bet on guys who have already shown this level of improvement and seem to have such a high ceiling across the board. If he hits in two of those areas, we're talking about a very valuable player. If he hits on four of those areas, he's in the All-Star conversation. What if he hits on all of them?
That's a pretty big what if. So
it's unlikely, but there are few players who that's still at least a somewhat realistic possibility. Like, if you look at X number of players his age or younger, you're going to get to scratch a lot of really good names off that list.
Yeah, and look, I don't fault you for picking the popular pick. I wasn't subtly throwing shade before I knew who you selected. Why wouldn't you pick the guy who has always kind of shown that off the dribble flash, but there was like substance and refinement to his decision making in Houston a lot of the times last year. Even though I still think he's going to have some pretty low lows, his peaks are going to be pretty damn high. I definitely think it's possible. I am curious to see how the complexion of the team might impact what he does. If John Wall is healthy, if Eric Gordon's healthy, you have Jalen Green there now, plus Christian Wood. Does that sort of dilute what he's doing? My guess would be that, one, John Wall doesn't stay healthy, but mostly, two, I don't think Eric Gordon finishes the season in Houston, and so maybe they sort of open his runway. I think for Jae'Sean Tate in his role, there's going to be more opportunity for him to grow than I could kind of see Kevin Porter Jr.'s utility shrinking just by virtue of everyone the Rockets have around him.
I can see that for sure. I have to bet on the upside that's driven by talent here. I just think there's way more room to grow.